as Pakistan's repeated attempts to target Indian military installations continue to be thwarted very effectively by the Indian Armed Forces. Concerns have emerged over its reliance on largely China-made military hardware to counter India's superior artillery systems. In the latest development, an undetonated Chinese PL-15 air-to-air missile was in fact recovered from a field in Punjab's Hoshiarpur. This missile is believed to have been fired by a Pakistani JF-17 fighter jet, also of Chinese origin, that was shot down by an Indian Akash missile system in the Pathankot sector. The missile failed to detonate upon impact, further highlighting the questionable reliability of Pakistan's Chinese-supplied arsenal. We're telling you about the details essentially of what has happened. Effectively, this has got to do with the quality of what Pakistan is using. There are repeated attempts, we know, to target the Indian military installations, and it continues to be thwarted effectively by the Indian Armed Forces, with concerns also and a lot of chatter essentially about how Pakistan has relied on largely China-made military hardware to counter India's superior artillery systems. Now, in the latest, an undetonated Chinese PL-15 air-to-air missile was actually recovered from a field in Punjab's Hoshiarpur. The missile is believed to have been fired by a Pakistani JF-17 fighter jet, also of Chinese origin, that was shot down by an Indian Akash missile system in the Pathankot sector. To tell our viewers, this missile failed to detonate upon impact, essentially speaking volumes of the quality, really, of the equipment that is being used by Pakistan, which of course is China-made. It's highlighted, really, the questionable reliability of Pakistan's Chinese-supplied arsenal. And mind you, this isn't the first time that this has happened. Questions have been raised in the past also of the artillery made in China, used by Pakistan. This time around too, this is something that is being looked at very closely and spoken about. The manner in which, Asim, this missile is believed to have been fired by Pakistani JF-17, but not successful. The attempts to wreak havoc. That clearly something that India's Akash missile system thwarted very effectively, but also putting a huge question mark on the quality of what is being used by Pakistan, isn't it?
Well, definitely. In Hoshiarpur area, this PL-15 Chinese missile was found after it was shot down by the Indian air defense system. So clearly it raises question marks, and definitely about the quality of weapons and armory the Pakistanis are using. And the way the attacks were fired over Jammu, Pathankot and other regions, Hoshiarpur, but everything was neutralized, speaks volumes about the prowess of the Indian air defense systems. So clearly this is a big indication that how strong and how alert we are to ensure that nobody enters our territory, and if somebody enters territory, is neutralized there and then. Yeah.
Essentially, like you said, Asim, this speaks volumes of the quality of what is being used by Pakistan. Not one, but repeated attempts being made by Pakistan to target Indian military installations, and it continues to be thwarted by the Indian Armed Forces. Though whatever is being said online, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter, Asim, is that effectively every single attempt was thwarted by our armed forces and very successfully functioning India's air defense systems, isn't it?
Yes, truly, because whatever Pakistan did a misadventure, be it Jammu, be it Pathankot, be it Hoshiarpur, be it Bathinda, be it Jalandhar, wherever they tried, they failed, because Indian troops were very alert.